Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So we're continuing with our watch bands. So these are all of them so far. So I just wanted to show you, the others that we made. But the one we're going to work on today is the Interlace watch band. And this band is for a watch that has the little, normally has a pin right here. So I took the pin out and I replaced it with the seed beads. And it made, I think, just such a beautiful watch band. I love it. This is an old watch, probably 35 years old. It's a sterling silver watch that I just had in my jewelry box, and it had a very thin leather band, and I love how this band came out. So there it is. Okay, so here are the others. As I said, we're going watch crazy here. So much fun. This one, I really like putting on the adjustable clasp because that way you can give it as a gift and, it's most likely it's going to fit someone. All right, so I'm going to clear these off, get a materials list going, and we'll get started. Let's get materials list going. So you'll need some 4mm bicones, some 3mm bicones, 11/0 seed beads. You need some sort of clasp. I'm using this 3-ring adjustable toggle and loop clasp. I'll have to see if I can find the original packaging because I'm not exactly sure where I got it. A stop bead, size 10 beading needle, some 8-pound Fireline. Don't forget Ringberry's mat, No More Oops bead tray, all sizes, colors, you know the drill, shapes, amounts, bead websites, stuff is in the description box below the video. So don't forget to click the down arrow on the show more. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share my videos, and I'm going to clear this off and we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. So thread your needle with about 5 feet of thread, put on a stop bead, and leave about a 14-inch tail. So because I only have one of these, look what I'm going to do. I can't tell you how fun it is to just like chop something up. However, this one kind of makes me sad because I really loved it. So here, I'm just going to cut one end off. I know you probably did. Your heart drop right there. Mine did too, but it's okay. Get used to cutting something off if you need to and starting over, because that way you're not worried about making a mistake. All right, so I am going to take my needle and thread, and I'm going to sew through one end of my watch face, just needle and thread, no beads. Pulling down to the stop bead. Pick up 3 11/0s, sew through the other side. So we're just placing some beads on right now. Pick up 3 11/0s. Sew through the next part of the watch face. So that's replacing the pin right there. Pick up 3 11/0s. Sew through the other side of that hole, like that. Sew through the side seed bead and the bottom seed bead right there. So we're just kind of using these little ends as, a right angle weave unit. Okay, so just get to that point and then we'll continue. I just wanted to mention, clearly you can probably tell that I have a cold and I'm about to lose my voice, so excuse my sort of raspy voice. Okay, so you're exiting here, pick up 3 11/0s, sew through the other side of the seed bead you're exiting. Pick up an 11/0, a 4mm bicone, and an 11/0. Sew through this bottom seed bead of the next unit, right there. Pick up 3 11/0s. Sew through the other side of the seed bead you're exiting from, just right there. And don't worry about the tail thread. It's going to loosen up a little bit. You can just push your stop bead up. Sew through the side bead, seed bead, and the bottom seed bead. And what I do with this pattern, this kind of stitches, I just pull the thread just to tighten everything up. I'll move my thumb in a second. So here I've just moved my needle to that bottom seed bead. And I'm just making sure that no thread is showing. Okay, so you want to make this, pretty snug. Pick up 3 11-ohs. Sew through the other side of the seed bead you're exiting. Putting on another unit. Pick up 3 11-ohs. Sew through the bottom seed bead of the next unit. Just like that. Pick up 3 11-ohs. Sew through the other side of the seed bead you're exiting from. Giving it a little pull. Like that. Sew through the side bead, seed bead, and the bottom seed bead of that unit. Pick up 3 11-ohs. Sew through the other side of the seed bead you're exiting. Now you're going to pick up a 4mm bicone. Now on this first area where part where we picked up the 4mm bicone, we did a seed bead, bicone, seed bead. That's the only place I want that seed bead on either side of the bicone. The rest of the time, you're just going to put a bicone on. So pick up one bicone, 4mm bicone, sew through the bottom seed bead of that next unit. Pick up 3 11-ohs. Sew through the other side of the seed bead you're exiting. I'm just pulling it. I just take the 3 beads and I just pull them up a little bit and then pull this way, just so it's nice and snug. Sew through the side seed bead and the bottom seed bead. I'll move my thumb in a second, like that. Make sure I got that right. Yes, I did. Okay. Side seed bead and bottom seed bead. Okay, so there you are. So we're going to repeat this sequence of one line of 3 11-ohs and then one bicone, line of 3 11-ohs, bicone. So just repeat in pattern until you have the end of your bracelet. And what I did at the end is I ended with the next sequence, which is 3 11-ohs, sew through the other side of the seed bead you're exiting, pick up 3 11-ohs, sew through this one, pick up 3 11-ohs, sew through the other side of the seed bead you're exiting, sew through the side seed bead and the bottom seed bead, like that. So this is how I ended on this side. See, with the line here and the line here, so this is where, when I come to the end, I'll be adding my clasp, but I guess it doesn't really matter which unit, you end it on. But just make sure you're alternating units, and then, get your bracelet size done without your, without the clasp, and then come on back and we'll continue. Okay, I'm down at the end and I'm going to put the clasp on now and then we'll continue beading around. So here is the toggle bar and here is the 3-ring loop here. So they go on exactly the same. I obviously already have this one on. So what I did on this, because I didn't like the way this loop was facing, I want it facing this way. I just have a little stash of 3 and 4 millimeter jump rings, and I have them just in the metallics, and I just put a jump ring on here so I can put the beads on the way I like. It doesn't limit me then. So I'm going to pick up an 11-0, a 3 millimeter bicone. Just going to sew through through the hole in the clasp here. Now they do have jump rings that are locking jump rings if you're worried about the opening. I have them. I can't find them. I wanted to share them with you today. I can't find them, so that'll be in a future video. So 11-0, 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter, and an 11-0. Just going to sew through this one. That's what it looks like. Now, if your clasp is a little different, you might need an extra 11-0 here. Instead of putting one on and the bicone going through the loop, bicone 11-0, you might need 2 or even 3, depending on what it takes to get the bar through the loop. So just keep that in mind. You know, that might be a little bit different for you. All right, so I've put this on like so. Now I'm just going to sew through this bead, so it's the side seed bead of that little unit we just attached to, and then I'm going to come across all 5 of these beads right there. So just through that line of 5 beads. Okay, so just get to that point and then come on back and we'll continue. So I'm exiting this row of 5. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reinforce this whole band. It just looks better that way and it works better. And don't worry about reinforcing the clasp. We're going around again. So exiting here, just going to sew through this 11-0, the one that's sticking out right there. Then I'm going to sew across. So we're just using thread now, just our needle and thread. I'm going to sew across through this 11-0, bicone 11-0. And then I'm going to sew through this sticking out 11-0 and through the next 5 right along here. So just like that. This is going to reinforce everything right down the line. So do that all the way down till you get to about, you know, sort of the end, and then come on back and we'll do this part together. Okay, so I am working my way down, reinforcing, so I'm coming down to the end. So this is where we're going to do a little bit of beading down here to make this band nice and strong, you know, the connection. So here I'm just going to continue reinforcing. So I'm going to reinforce this one. So this is the one where we added that extra 11-0, like that. Okay, going to sew through this one. I'm going to pick up an 11-0. I'm going to sew right through the watch face, the 3 11-0s, and then the other side of the watch face. I'm going to pick up an 11-0. I'm going to sew through this seed bead right on the other side. Okay, like that. I'm just going to let you get to that point, and then we'll continue. So you're exiting this bead, go through again. So that whole line of 2 11-0s, the bicone 2 11-0s. Through these 2, like that. Pick up an 11-0, sew through this whole group again, so the watch face, the 3 and the watch face part. Then pick up an 11-0, sew through this seed bead, so the one on the other side there, and then the next one, just this one right here. Okay, that's going to set us up for putting more beads on. So far we've got, now we're nice and strong up there. Okay, so just get to that point and then we'll continue. Okay. So you're exiting this seed bead right here. So you have 3 seed beads here, you have 3 on this side, you're exiting this 3rd one. So see the space here? You're going to pick up a 3mm bicone, sew through the next 11-0. And you're going to pick up an 11-0, sew through the next 11-0. So here we're just embellishing the side now. 3mm, sew through this one. 11-0, sew through this one. I'm going to do that all the way down. 3mm, and the 11-0. So I'll just keep going down to get to the end, and then we'll continue. Okay, so I'm coming down to the end. I'm just going to take my last bead. So for me, it's going to be this 11-0, and I'm just going to sew through the next 11-0. And I'm not going to go through the clasp yet. I'm just going to put this needle aside and leave it like that. Take off your stop bead and thread your tail thread. Okay? So your tail thread is you're just exiting this part of the watch band. So all you want to do with the tail is sew through the next 3 beads. So this one, these two, and this one. Seems a little wonky, but it isn't. You just get through it and do them one at a time. And then that's going to situate you exactly in the same place where we put this bicone on the other side. So pick up a bicone, so through this one, like that. Pick up a 11/0, so through this one. Pick up a bicone, so through this one. So you're just doing the same thing you did on the other side. And it's going to feel pretty stiff at this point, but it's okay because you want this part up here to be nice and stiff, you know, so it's nice and strong. So that's what it looks like. So you're just going to go all the way down to the end and then come on back and we'll finish it off. Okay, coming down to the end on this side, so I'm going to pick up an 11/0. At this point I'm just going to sew through this, the next 11/0, and right through the clasp bead. So here's where we're going to reinforce the clasp at this end. Coming all the way around. Like this, just sewing down through all the beads. And then you're just going to continue on down the side and you're going to add some half-hitch knots. And then the other side, of course, here's where your thread is coming out. Just going to sew through all the clasp beads like that. And so now you have 3 threads going through your clasp, and I think you're pretty good there. Alright, so then you're just going to do your half-hitch knots. And you have your beautiful watch band. So let's take a quick look at it. So see, all better. Here you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Really easy, huh? So if you have a band that, you know, will fit these beads, then go for it. Just a note, if you are doing this and you have a pin here and you want to take the pin out, what I learned is like when you look at the outside where the pin is attached, like here, the pin goes through here and then there are the edges come out here. It looks like you can use a little tiny screwdriver to get it out, but every one I've done, that's not the case. It's really like a pressure-loaded end, and there's a particular tool you can use to get that pin out. We kind of mangled this a little bit and scratched it trying to get the pin out, and I would hate for you to do that. So if I can find the little tool, I don't think it's very expensive. I think you can order it on Amazon, and that way you can get those pins out without mangling your watch band. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye-bye.